With your traditionalists, they want more flexibility in their scheduling because they're at the stage where they want to enjoy life, and recognition is still important to them. Now the boomers are and continue to be motivated by growth opportunities and money. Many times we think of the boomers as ready to retire and leave the workplace, but it's quite the opposite these days. But they also enjoy some work-life balance as well. The Generation X, probably one of the best tips is to tap into their entrepreneurial spirit and create some development opportunities that involve innovation and technology if you can. And then the Gen Y, motivate them with meaningful work, and they're very prone to want to work with bright and creative people, and they have a strong sense of social responsibility. So if it's an organization that gives back to the community, that will definitely be a draw for them. Well, the good news is the younger generations are fairly informal, they're very honest, and they're very opinionated. So using the behavioral-based interviewing with the situation, the action, the result is very effective with them, again because of their open communication. I'm going to add to this one just a bit, and that is because they're direct, they're going to ask you a lot of questions. So you need to be prepared, and a few examples might be what does the company do to make work fun? Who will be my mentor and coach? And they want to define career paths so they know where they'll be in 5 to 10 years. And lastly, do you allow the use of Facebook? Those are some of the questions you might be asked, just to name a few. I don't typically see it as low. I think it's different, and as we all know, different isn't necessarily bad. The Generation X and Yers, probably more so Yers, don't always want to work the traditional 8 to 5. And their motto is a little bit different than the boomers. You know, the boomers work to live, and the X and Y live to work. This Generation Y is also probably one of the most highly educated generation, and they believe that work should be meaningful from day one. Whereas the traditionalists feel that you should pay your dues first. The Y is not always content to wait for that to happen. In essence, the first step is to define and promote shared goals and create a culture of purpose. All generations are driven by purpose, and they want to contribute to the organization. So as a leader, if you can clearly articulate what that direction is, they'll be on board. At Southwest Airlines, they have for sure 3 generations and occasionally 4. And rather than, I think we all know they're fairly progressive, so rather than develop a different training program for each generation, they came up with what they called the 10 freedoms, and that gave the employees a choice of how they want to be trained. It could be face-to-face in a classroom, it could be reading a book, watching a webinar, or having a mentor. So there's a lot of different ways, and it works across the board for all generations.